Farmall 51 here. As you can see, we're here at the North Carolina State Fair. It's in full swing. Step out the door here. Yep. So, maybe feature a little tractor or two or something like that, but thought this was kind of neat. We got a nice, very nice Super A here, Mr. Smith. He's a pretty cool guy, but all right. White Demonstrator A. This is for the most part correctly painted, but there's a few things that are, he's gonna repaint this, I think so, but for the most part it's pretty correct. So yeah, he's been doing a lot of work to it, JD, and he's already done some repair work to the front end, front steering and some stuff. So yeah, he's got a real nice little tractor here, and the thing about it, it's a demonstrator. I'll put some information about the demonstrator program. Step over to push mower, we kind of use that as fill-in stuff, but yeah, nice Super A. I think, I can't remember, but I think that the decals that they had red inside of them. I don't know, I have to look at, I've got some original photographs and stuff of demonstrators, a lot of Cub stuff, but yeah, so, but yeah, it's in pretty good shape. He's pretty happy with it. So, but yeah, we've got to work on this seat here, JD. But yeah, he's gonna get him a seat. But yeah, he's had to do some repair work. He had a lot of issues up there with his steering box. So, but yeah, he's right happy with his tractor. And also we've got a White Demonstrator C. And they had 3 tractors in the demonstrator program, and they were the Cub, the A, and the C. And this was basically to boost sales. Sales were kind of lagging right there through the late 40s, early 50s. So this is a program to kind of boost sales and promote the Cub and all that. So, but yeah, this is a Farmall C owned by a member of our chapter. And for the most part, I think everything on this is pretty correct. If you look back a couple videos, I actually had a Farmall Cub. I let go, but it was in trade for the 140s that I've got, so I couldn't pass that up. But maybe I might get that one back later on. But yeah, you can see here, he's got the demonstrator decals they would have had on the side here. They had some stars and things that pointed out certain features of the tractor. And what they would do is they would take this tractor here and they would bring it out to you and demonstrate it, and then they would, if you liked it or whatever, they would bring it back and they would give you a red one. So they did not like to send international instructor to dealerships to not sell these white. They didn't want them getting out white. They were purely as a demonstrator to catch your eye, a white Farmall. And that was the whole thing behind it, was to catch your eye. So if you were interested, or if you were going to buy a tractor, they would set you up with a correctly painted red tractor. And when the program was over, they painted these tractors back red. So a lot of times you'll find, if you look up under the hood, you'll see them white underneath. If you've got a red tractor that was in the demonstrator program, which was only in 1950, if you had a red tractor, you could look up under the hood here, it would be white underneath. Like where the fenders are mounted to the axle, if you pull that fender off, you would see it would be white underneath that. You know, they didn't do a restoration on them. They did pretty much a and then send it out the door, because the program was over. They were moving on. Like I say, back then they were not looking at restorations, they were looking at making money. So they so a lot of behind things you could see, like behind here, you know, you would see it would be white. So underneath the floor plate, like on that's the big thing is on these A's and Cubs, under the floor plate and under the hoods and things like that. That Cub I had underneath the hood and the floor plate was just as white as snow. So But yeah, so that's two of the demonstrators we have in our club, and if things work out, I might be able to get that white cub back. And it was painted red, but chips are coming off of it, and you can see the white showing underneath. And the serial numbers, I'm not sure on the Super A's, I'll have to look at that, but I know the Cubs typically were in the 99,000 to 105 range serial number breaks. So basically, if it's a January, February, March tractor, it was a Cub and it's a 1950, which would be the T date code on your, if you can see, let's see, well, I know you've heard me talk about this before, but you can see right here, now this upside down, and I'll invert it now. All right, see, March, that's 3, 8, and T stands for 1950. So if you look at a lot of the parts on here, they'll all be in that 1, 2, 3, January, February, March, and sometime, you know, the middle date was the day, but every one of them will be T for 1950. So that's what you want to look for. That's your one sign. Now see, now they made a lot of red ones in between here that were red, so they weren't all white, but they were all mixed in, but in with the other one. So, and I don't know if you can make out that 53656. So yeah, there's nothing really different between these two tractors and the tractor that's next to it. There's nothing different other than the paint that was applied to it. So just a promotional program that they used to try to boost sales at a time when sales were starting to slip on these tractors. So, and then after that, not too long after that, when they come out with the Super C, like 53, 54, when the fast hitch come on, that really boosted everything back again. So, but from what I understand, the program worked pretty well, and it did a good job for International Harvester. So, but yeah, I hate I don't have a Cub here for you, but like I say, if I ever come across one, I'll let you know. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, and talk to you later. Okay, I'm gonna read you a little bit of a article here, some information on it. It says, to take advantage of the mid-century year of 1950, someone in IHC's advertising department hit on a promotional scheme to paint some of the 1950 tractors white. These machines would be used by a dealer as demonstrators, as well as display models in showrooms and at county fairs, and it was hoped that the unusual color would catch farmers' eyes and improve sales. At least one dealer used the pitch buy a white Farmall wool, paint it red, and you'll be farming in the black. Let's see, for about 3 months in early 1950, every Cub, Super A, and C tractor built at the Louisville plant was painted white, which I've been told there was red tractors mixed in with those as well, because there were some that were originally painted red in between the white ones. So because they had to have some of the red ones to sell. So using the daily IH production figures from April 1950, which were based on a 20-day month, one could estimate that some 9,000 Cubs, 6,000 of the Super A, and more than 10,000 of the C models were painted white. Some sources say that around 7,400 Farmall C's were painted white from the factory, but although I don't think anyone knows the number for sure, as the tractor moves through the paint line, everything was sprayed white. Red painted items were added later, such as the distributor air breather cap, steering wheel, lights, seat, and wheels. And they did that more like for contrast, I think, but the silver muffler and wheel rims and the tires were added at that time as well. Standard decals with white letters outlined in black were used, although the back of the clear letter I in the IH logo was painted red. The demo kits, consisting of painted cardboard inserts for the front rear and steering wheels, along with hood placards. Claimed in mid-century 1950, McCormick Farmall was the first in the field and touted the time-proved features for improved farming. The demo kits were sent out to be installed by the dealers, some of whom may have pulled new red tractors from their lots and painted them white. There have been reports of tractors other than 1950 Cubs, Super A's, and C's being found that had been painted white, but no one is sure of these, if these came from the factory that way. So they could have been painted white in a dealer's shop and then used as demonstrators, or they could have been repainted by an individual farmer who just liked the look, which that's been documented. I mean, that's been found too. So dealers were instructed to paint these demonstrator tractors red after they were sold, and IH paid them to do so, but some buyers have insisted that their new purchases remain white. Even though IH did not like this, they wanted them to go back red because that was their signature, color. There's a lot of people that say that there were white M's and white H's, and there was no there's no white. They did not have those tractors in the program. All right, well, thanks for watching, and talk to you later.